Hello and welcome back to another episode of BlissScape Developer Commentary. My name is Tim, the owner of BlissScape. So last episode, we got a lot done on Double XP weekend. It's been a little bit since last episode. I skipped last week due to the update. The update came out that Thursday, so I didn't really have time to record. I probably won't do that every time there's an update, skip an episode, but I mean, I'm sure if you saw it, this was a big update. There's a new boss, a lot of new content was added, and it was just a lot to do on a deadline because I wanted to get it out for July 16th, which is BlissScape's 4-year anniversary. So the server's been around for 4 years. It's crazy. It feels like it's been a long time since I've been doing this, but at the same time, it's moved really, really quickly. So, yep, here's to another 4 years. So, since it's been 2 weeks since the last episode, we also have gotten a lot of questions. So I'm going to try and answer them as quickly as I can, without, making sure I get all the information out there too. So, last episode I talked about the skiller mode. So someone asks, doesn't a skiller getting completionist cape or completionist cape trimmed completely ruin the achievement of it though? Sure, skillers have to get 200 mil Slayer, but that isn't hard with lamps. And they're able to skip the entire Dominion Tower, which is a huge part of getting comp cape. So this is a bit of a, point of debate in the community, but I definitely feel like that skillers should be able to get the completionist cape and the max cape because they are maxing out and completing the skiller mode. So that's what the cape really represents. So of course they don't have to do the Dominion Tower because they can't do the Dominion Tower. So, I mean, there's the argument that if they don't do it, then they don't complete the game. But they did complete the game on that account, basically. So that's the major argument for it. I mean, nothing really changes if they can't wear it. They just can't wear it. It doesn't, it doesn't devalue the achievement of any other account because as soon as you right-click on a player, it says that they're a skiller. So if a skiller is wearing a completionist cape, you know that they didn't complete the Dominion Tower, and you know that they didn't complete, all the combat skills and any of the other requirements. So seeing it on a skiller isn't a, it's not like it's devaluing the achievement of anyone else because it's just a different achievement represented by the same item because it looks nice. And, maybe if I had a bit more ability to customize the game, with the models and everything, you could make a custom skiller max cape and a custom skiller completionist cape so they even look a little different, but I don't really have that ability and to have it look good, so I think that the way it is a pretty good compromise. And I'm sure you've noticed recently, in the last few updates, I've been trying to add more difficult achievements for specifically skillers, so that way the achievement doesn't feel super simple. Like I just added an achievement this recent update that requires them to actually get the Inferno ads, which isn't required for a completion escape on a main account. So I'm trying to add some achievements and things that skillers have to do that normal players don't have to do, so it kind of balances out a little bit. It's never going to be as hard because, a normal account is obviously just going to be more difficult because there's way more content that you can do on it. Okay, so next question. How do you feel about bug reports? In a way, it's just people telling you that you made a mistake. Does that ever bother you? I would say absolutely. At certain times it does bother me. Usually it doesn't bother me as much when it's completely my fault. I mean, it bothers me that I made a mistake, but it doesn't bother me that someone told me about the mistake because now I can fix it. The bug reports that more bother me are more bug reports that are a little bit more subjective, whether it's actually a bug or not. Like it's actually like I implemented it this way, but it could be considered a bug because it's not how it normally works. But overall, the best feeling in the world is getting a bug report, fixing it, and then having everyone appreciate you for it. So I would never say don't report a bug. Even if it's questionable whether it's a bug or not, still report it so that way I can look at it and get it fixed in the future. And that's one of the reasons that BlissScape is one of the least buggy servers, because I will take any bug report and I'll attempt to fix it. Whether I can or not, it depends, but overall, the feeling of fixing the bug is going to be way better than getting the bug report doesn't feel good. So overall, that's the main takeaway, I think. Always report a bug. I don't like getting bug reports, but I like fixing them. So The next question is there an update you really want to do but is dreading a lot due to difficulty? Um, I think in the past there has been, but I've been implementing them. Like I wanted to do the Dominion Tower. That was something I definitely wanted to do. People requested that a lot, which was funny because I didn't know it was such a big thing, and I wanted to do it right if I did do it. So I knew that one was going to be really hard, but got that done. Obviously, dungeoneering and construction were both hard. Probably, actually, one thing that I'm kind of dreading is doing the next major update to dungeoneering. You know, adding more puzzle rooms, fixing some bugs, adding the rest of the skills. That one I'm definitely dreading. It's going to be difficult, which is probably why it hasn't come out yet. Other than that, I've basically been doing all the things that have been pretty difficult. You know, I just came out with a Noxious Demon. That one I knew was going to be difficult, but that one was also fun. Making a new boss from scratch is always fun because you get to really mess with the mechanics, and it's a fun little puzzle to figure out what you can do with the content that's already in the game. You know, I can't add graphics, I can't add animations, I can't add voice effects, so, you know, having a boss like the Noxious Demon, which has all three, it was fun to create content and mechanics around the stuff that was there. So that was a lot of fun. So the next question is there a piece of content that you aren't exactly happy with, but it will have to do due to limitations? I would say there's a lot of things in the game that I'm not exactly happy with, but they kind of have to be that way due to limitations. You know, anything involving the cache, I'm getting better at it, and I've recently unlocked more things that I can edit, but the cache is not like the server code. The server code, I can edit anything, but the cache, it's basically the visuals, the models, the animations, like I said, voice effects, stuff like that is all packed into the cache, and even stuff like text, like the quest list here. Well, I don't have the quest list because I can't edit it. It's all packed into the cache, and I can't just go in and just change what it says. And anything like that really limits what I can do. And I wish I could edit it more like some of the old school servers. The old school servers, they've got a much more unlocked cache, and they can edit pretty much anything. That's why you see a lot of custom servers on old school bases. But I'd say the one thing that really stands out to me with this question is the player-owned shops. The player-owned shops, I can't create. Oop, just finished the tasks. The task. I cannot create interfaces. Old school servers, you can create interfaces, but I cannot in this version. I have to edit and modify interfaces that are already in the game. So let's see what the next task is. Jeninkos, that should be fun. So let's head to the POS here so we can take a look. This interface right here is the deposit box interface. Thankfully, this one's been super versatile because I can change the selection options, so I can have a price here and remove, you know, all this kind of stuff. So this I definitely have used for multiple things on the server. So it's nice to be able to use that. And then if I actually go to search shops, this interface right here is, I'm sure you can tell, is the house selection interface for the costume room, I'm pretty sure. So that's why all these buttons are here, and this is just a super versatile interface because it's just a blank canvas with a bunch of buttons, and then that's the thing. I can change what the buttons do, and I can change what the buttons say, and that's really all you need for an interface. But I'd really like this to be a bit cleaner. You know, I've seen on some old school servers where they've got like the list of the recent shops on the left, and then there's a big search bar, and you know, there's a lot more than just these three little buttons. But thankfully, I'm able to do all the same things with this interface. It's just not quite as simple. So I can, you know, click here, get that out of there, and see the list here. It just has to do with a different page, and then like I don't have a back button, so you have to click here to go back. You know, just stuff like this. I really wish that I could make this a lot cleaner. But to be fair, I think this system works really well, and it's actually still a better system than a lot of other servers with custom interfaces that I've seen. So I do not mind the interface, but I definitely wish that I could make it a little bit more custom. Okay, we're at the next task, and here's the next question. Are you planning or are trying to bring more players to the server? I love the server, but it's depressing seeing 5 people online. Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, I try constantly to get more players to the server. Sometimes it just has to do with the season. I've been doing this for 4 years. We've had up times and down times. I think we're just getting out of a downtime right now. Especially a couple weeks ago, we were really low on the player count. Um, this has definitely been a weird year with the whole COVID-19 thing because right when COVID-19 hit, we had a huge spike in players. I think we hit almost 100 players on Double XP weekend, which has only happened a couple times. And then just a couple months later, we're barely hitting 30 players on our peak time, which is, a little bit lower than usual. Usually we're around 40 to 50. So definitely, we're up to 27 right now. It's currently 12:50 p.m. So, kind of the middle of the day. I think that according to the website, we had 38 players today, so it's still pretty low compared to what we usually are. But I've been buying advertising this whole year, so that really hasn't changed. So it kind of just really just depends on the season. But definitely I see the player count has been going up recently, so and a lot of older players are coming back. I've seen a lot of new players coming in. So I'm expecting us to start moving towards the next high time, which I'm excited for. There's only so much that I can do to actually bring in more players. I can get advertising like I've been doing. I'm doing these videos, which one of the main reasons I wanted to do these videos, besides connecting with the community, is open us up to YouTube, because there's some YouTube content. People have made YouTube content for the server, but not much. I've never paid anyone to make videos. The YouTube, I don't want to call anybody out, but the YouTube private server community, it seems like it's just every YouTuber has every video for every server, and it's all the same video every time. So I want it to be a little different than that. I don't, there are also a lot of like old school stuff, and I feel like my server wouldn't really fit in with those, if that makes sense. So I figured, hey, instead of paying somebody to do it, why don't I just do it myself? It would be fun. So this is a method for doing that. And I'm sure you saw I added some stuff in the last update, like the voter streak, to try and get people to vote for the server more. So yeah, I'm constantly doing stuff to get more players, but sometimes it just has to do with the time of the year. Alright, so the next question is, what did I use my XP lamps on? I'm sure you noticed I don't have them in my inventory. I honestly just wanted to get them out of my inventory. I think I used 1 or 2 on Slayer. I think I used 1 on Agility. I just want to get rid of them. I'm too lazy to save them for something a little bit better, so we'll get lots of XP lamps. So, but then they said, okay, but the real question is, when deciding on the next update, how do you prioritize stuff that you'll do? So there's a lot of factors in determining what will be in the next update, and a lot of it has to do with what was the update before. Because usually when I'm working on an update, a lot of what the update is just trying to figure out how to do it on the server, because even though I've been doing this for 4 or 5 years, and I've got most of the server down, some stuff I just don't know where it is, and I don't know how hard it's going to be. So if I'm working on an update and I notice how to do something that unlocks the ability to do something else, that will usually be the next update, because that I know how to do it already. So that's exciting. Definitely, I look at the what the players are talking about at the time. Sometimes they're usually delayed because it takes me usually a month to 2 months to really work on an update. The updates come out monthly, but there's a lot of work that goes into it before that. So when an update comes out, I've kind of already started working on what the next update's going to be, even if I haven't even written code for it. But usually it's already in the works. So, if an update comes out and then a week later I see people talking about what they want the next update to be, it's already too late. I've already started working on it. It's already been in the plan. But then the update after that might be that. So because I've kind of got a backlog, and then I've got like a list in my head, and I got it written down of kind of stuff that I want to do. It's not a super high priority, but if ever I'm thinking, okay, what's the next update going to be, I can look there and kind of pick something basically that I just feel like doing. The most important thing about an update is I feel like doing it. I don't want to do an update solely because other people want it, which I know sounds kind of selfish, but if I don't enjoy it, if I don't enjoy doing it, then the update's not going to be good. So usually it's kind of whatever I feel like doing, which is kind of funny, but it's the reason that I can make high quality updates because I don't feel like I'm forcing myself to do it. But usually, what I want to do falls in line with what other people want anyway, so it's not a big deal. Other people being excited about it makes me excited about it, especially if it's something that I can easily do. So coming off of the last question, the next question is, have you ever thought of adding a voting poll to the game for future updates, for the community to feel more connected with what's going on in future content? Yes, absolutely. However, not like how old school does it, or RuneScape 3 even. I found that when RuneScape implemented a straight polling system on what people wanted, the quality of the updates actually went down, and the updates didn't feel quite as in line with, honestly, what I thought the updates should be in line with. And that's when the updates really started getting crazy. I don't know if it's completely because of the polls, because RuneScape has been having these crazy updates for a long time now. But in my opinion, the polls can be a useful tool, but I wouldn't want to completely rely on them. And like I said in the last update, if I don't want to work on it, I'm not going to work on it. I can't force myself to do it. Jagex can force people to work on stuff they don't want to. I'm not going to work on stuff that I don't want to. So if I just have, polls up based off exactly what other people want, then we're going to run into situations where I'm not going to be motivated to work on it, and then that's not going to be good. However, I have been wanting to, now that the server has been around for 4 years, a lot of the stuff that I've wanted to do is already done. And anything that I add now takes a huge time investment. I'm not doing little updates anymore. Little patches, little content. Anything that I add is going to take a long time. So I definitely want to increase the connection on what the update is, and I have something in the works for that. Probably see it by next update. Something to kind of increase the community connection on what it is. I will say that this last update that I did will probably be one of the last completely secret updates that I do. I want to expand that, because I think one of the major problems that we have is I'm working on an update for so long, people are speculating what that update is. And if they're wrong, which they usually are, because I'm pretty good at keeping secrets, they're disappointed. No matter what the update is, they wanted this, it wasn't this, now they're disappointed. So instead of that, I'd like to kind of get out ahead of it and be like, this is what I'm working on for the next update, so that way people can get excited for it rather than get excited for something that I'm not adding. So that's definitely something that we're going to be doing in the future, and at the very least with polls, it might be something where, okay, here's what I'm planning on doing for the next update. I could either do this or this. Which one would you rather do? Which one would you rather me do? And then people can vote that way. I don't want to leave it completely open. Alright, then we got a quick technical question here. For the prayer pet, or skilling pets in general, does using the 120 cape that gives double bones, double XP, for bearing bones, factor into the pet chance, or does it not consider the bonus XP for the pet? So in that situation, I don't consider that bonus XP. I think that's because when you see on on like double XP weekend, when the XP drops and it says bonus XP, that is not counted. That's literal bonus XP. For the 120 cape, it's more like it's just a multiplier for the experience. It's not like bonus. It's the proper way to train the skill, basically. So in that case, that is calculated, because that doubles the experience for the bone before it even gets to adding the XP. So it does, basically. It considers that when it's calculating whether or not you're going to get the pet or not. And that's pretty much across the board. Anything that gives XP that doesn't say bonus XP, usually that means that is the main experience gained, and that will count for the you know, the pet chance. And going off of that, does prayer XP gained from rewards books from Dominion Tower give a chance for the pet, or is it ignored? The XP from the Dominion Tower is treated like a lamp, and lamps do not give a chance at a pet, so no, it doesn't. I'm pretty sure, though, since it counts as a lamp, you can still... No, wait, never mind. You can't get Slayer XP from it. I was going to say, for skillers, you could get the Slayer pet from it. And technically you could, I guess, but you can't get Slayer. But yeah, so it does not give the chance at a pet for any of the skills. Alright, last question. We moved through them pretty quickly. Is something like bank presets an addition hard to add? Or how hard to code? I know it's been asked about a lot through the community and would be a great quality of life addition to the game. So I keep going back and forth about bank presets because they do make the game a lot easier, which can be, you know, a point of contention because, you know, people don't like the game getting too easy. However, this is a private server, and I've already added a bunch of like other convenience features that aren't even in RuneScape, but bank presets are. So I think that bank presets are something that we'll definitely see in the future. The difficult part about adding it is, one, making sure there's no dupes, because anything involving moving items around automatically or even manually, it can implement dupes, because, you know, if you click on the preset in a certain way when your character's locked, maybe it adds them to your inventory but doesn't take them out of your bank, and it's definitely something that needs to be heavily tested. The actual implementing of it isn't difficult, it's the making sure there's no dupes that's difficult. And the other part that's difficult is how to make it work. You know, I've said previously that we can't really edit interfaces very much. I can't add buttons. So with the bank interface, there's not really anything on there that I can use to act as a preset. What I'll probably have to do is... Okay, so let me get you guys' opinion on this. Because I was thinking that I could just make it a command. So when you have the bank open, you can do like pre-1, pre-2, and then set pre-1, set pre-2, and then that will... that's basically you load your presets via commands, which then you can set up macros for to make it just one button click. The other option that I was thinking that I could do is make a custom preset item that actually goes into your bank. Kind of like the placeholders, where it's like an item in your bank. And then you can set what that item preset is in your bank. And then when you click on that item, instead of withdrawing that item, it sets the preset. And then it could be kind of cool because you can actually move the presets around, and you can have presets in your tabs. And kind of keep it organized so you don't just have random presets. Just like a 1 through 5 thing, you can organize it and move them around and stuff like that. That might be hard to implement. I definitely have to give it a shot. This is one of the reasons that I don't, that I in the past didn't, you know, kind of talk about the updates before I do it, because I might want to do something and then turns out I can't, and I don't want people to be disappointed. But I'm trying something new, so I'm talking about this. So let me know in the comments what you think about that. Whether I should just do commands or presets as an item in the bank. I suppose I could even do both, but that might be getting a little too far. So that does it for the questions. Thank you all for leaving the questions that episode. Those were some really good questions. Definitely along the lines of what I wanted for this series, is some technical stuff, some emotional stuff, you know, how it feels, and some points of contention in the community too, because, you know, with like the skiller comp cape and the presets, you know, it's fun to get a conversation going about that. So I've been doing Slayer this whole time here. I haven't even leveled up. I'm close to level 98. So I'm probably going to do Slayer for, you know, a little bit here, get to level 99, and then we might run back to Dungeoneering, because I'm tired of this whip. See, I turned off my attack sounds because I was tired of hearing that whipping noise. So that's probably what I'll do next. Get a Chaotic, and then probably just start working on maybe getting some better equipment. You know, I'm still basically in noob gear, but Double XP Weekend let us level up really quickly without getting any new gear, so that's probably what we'll work on next. Hey, look at that. We got a whip vine. Didn't actually expect to get one this task, but 37 kill count. I don't even think that I can add it yet. Oh, I can. I thought there was a crafting requirement. Yeah, definitely wouldn't have it. So we got a little bit of an upgrade before we go and get the chaotics. So I'll keep going. Okay, so after this kill, that should be... Come on. There we go. Yay, 99 Slayer. That's always a fun one to get. I'm probably going to finish off this task. Maybe just do a little bit because it's pretty AFK while I'm doing some other stuff. And then we'll probably get to Dungeoneering. Get that going. Okay, so I did 4 dungeons here, 4 medium dungeons, and after this one, it probably do 107 Dungeoneering, got another 300,000 tokens, which actually brings me way ahead of what I need. Ignore the 18 minutes there, I've been AFK during that dungeon quite a bit. Which means I should have plenty of tokens to get my first chaotic. Which is debatable of whether I should have gotten a chaotic first. Yeah, 1.3 million. I was only like 15,000 tokens off, but I was like, I'm just going to do a medium. I don't mind dungeoneering that much. So I'm going to go ahead and buy a chaotic rapier. And that should be a huge upgrade, specifically so I don't have to listen to that whip noise anymore. Or mute my audio at least. So now the question is, what do we do next? Now that I don't need that. Now that I've got a weapon, I could possibly start bossing, but what I might do first is I'm going to check the player on shop. Sometimes I forget that I'm not playing on an Iron Man here and I can actually buy things. So let's see what we can buy. Let's look for Bandos stuff. How much does Bandos cost? Not Bandos pages. Okay, let's search individual Bandos tacits. So 30 mil for tacits and 30 mil for the chest plate. We're almost ready for the tacits. The chest plate isn't as annoying. Let me open up the bank here. Actually, I have a couple caskets left over. This might bring us... Yep, that brings us over 30 mil. Wow, I got really lucky there. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and buy the tacits. Search for an item. Find those tacits. Go ahead and buy those. Oh, let's actually get both of them in here. Yeah, I'm going to buy the tacits. Yes. And then what I should actually be able to do is let me see how many points I have. I haven't even been keeping track of points. Yeah, I've got 600 points. So I'm also going to buy a fighter's torso, because that's like a free Bandos chestplate. And already we're looking much better, less newbie. So actually I'm going to go to Yaks and see if I can't get a Helm of Natiznat. Yaks, yeah. It's a 100 drop from these guys. So I'm going to kill a few of these and see if I can get it. Hopefully I'll get lucky and get it quickly. And then I can actually start bossing, I think. Alright, well I expected here to be a little bit longer than 12, but that makes it easy. By the way, make sure when you're going for the Natiznat, pick up the yak hide, because you're going to want to use it when you get summoning up to make pack yaks. Even though this is just a few, if I was here for more than 12, that would have mattered. Okay, so I look quite a bit nicer now. The only thing I'm missing is I need a shield and I need boots, and then I'll at least look somewhat reasonable. For boots, I can go for dragon boots with spiritual mages, but I don't have any Saradome items. I might see if I can buy one. And for the shield, I can go for a defender, but I think I have to look whether it's the master cape or the skill cape perk that gives you unlimited tokens. Yeah, so the master cape is where you don't need tokens at all to get into the Cyclopses. With the skill cape, you get double drops for tokens, so that's still pretty nice. Maybe we can do that next, because I can buy a set of rune armor and kind of go for the Dragon Defender. Okay, so I got my stuff. Let's go ahead and head into the Warriors Guild. And hopefully I get pretty... Get out of there. Man, he can't fit through that door. Hopefully we get lucky with defender drops. I've gotten so many defenders in my RuneScape career, it'd be nice to do this relatively quickly. So I'll kill a few of these guys. Actually, I gotta get my attack skill cape out so that way we can get double token drops. I'm just gonna go ahead and kill a few of these. You know, you never know how many tokens you're gonna need. So I'll get a few hundred and then give it a shot. So after this one, we're going to have around 800 tokens. It's actually super easy to get tokens with the Master Cape. They drop 80 per time, or just the skill cape. So this brings me to 840, and that should be enough to at least start off. Hopefully I'll get lucky, and we may not even need any more tokens than that. So, by the way the server works, or the way it works on this server, is all that matters is you have the defender in your inventory when the item drops. It doesn't... why am I attacking this guy? You don't have to like walk out and talk to her or anything, and you can leave it in the bank and you'll get duplicates, so you just have to make sure that you have it either in your inventory or you're wearing it, and then the next drop will be the right one. So I'm going to go ahead and see how many defenders I can get with 830 tokens. Okay, I actually got it. Where is it? There it is. That actually didn't take that long at all. I was actually getting worried because I got like halfway through the tokens and I was only on iron, but then they all kind of came at the end. So, alright, got the dragon. Don't need these extra tokens. We can get out of here. So now the question is, what do we do next? There's a few more things I'd want to upgrade. I need a ring. I don't have any ring at the moment. And I need boots. I'm going to go see if I can get a... I hate looking at rune boots. I'm going to go see if I can get a Saradomin item of some kind so we can kill spiritual mages for a little bit. Alright, thanks to iPwnall, he lended me some Saradomin arrows here, which are the best item for fighting Saradomin monsters in the God Wars dungeon because they don't take up any other spots. So we can go ahead and go to Slayer Spiritual Mages. And I will go ahead and kill a few of these guys. Go ahead and put Protect from Magic on. So hopefully, let's see what the drop rate is. By the way, if you don't know, if you're watching this series for the before you're actually playing the server, if you examine a monster and it says type drops to see its drops, you can type drops and see its drops. So Dragon Boots are 1 in 100 from these guys. We got pretty lucky with the whip, so hopefully we'll get lucky with these as well. And I actually just edited the first part of the video here, and man, I did not realize how long it took me to answer those questions. I thought I did it pretty quickly, but it was like 20 minutes. So this server's already, this video is already getting longer than the previous 2 and 3 actually. We've been getting longer every episode. I'm sure eventually we'll have a slightly shorter episode than the previous one. But I don't mind. I'm imagining most people are watching this video while they're playing the server, so it's good background noise, something to listen to. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get Dragon Boots, and then that'll probably be the end for this episode. And I guess it actually does make sense that this one should be a little longer since we skipped last week. So I'm going to see if I can get these really quick. Alright, the owner luck is continuing. Drop of with a kill count of 37. That was even quicker than I thought. I've usually been pretty unlucky with Dragon Boots in the past when I go for them, so this is kind of exciting. But overall, I'm going to have to end this episode here. It's getting long. We are pretty geared up. We made a lot of progress this episode. The only thing we're missing is a ring, and I don't really feel like doing DKs yet. Actually, maybe that could be the first boss we go to. You know, just to get a decent ring. And we'll probably need like the... Actually, I already bought a Dragon Hatchet, didn't I? I can't remember. Let's see. Yep, I did buy a Dragon Hatchet, but we can get a new one and sell it, though. So, yep, I'm going to end this episode here. Remember to leave your questions. They've been really good. So, I will see you guys next time.